Yo guys, tomato sauce in here. Tonight, I want to go over a beginner's guide to FISTWEAVER Monk. It is a ton of fun. I just started playing it yesterday, threw some boxes on the Monk. As you can see, we got him going, right? You can notice the gems here. I'll go over all the gearing. I'll go over the talents that I use and the situational talent swaps that I make. And then we'll go over the rotation really quick as well. So let's start out with the gearing. For gearing on FISTWEAVER, it's very different from other monks, right? Since you are a Mistweavers in the Mistweaver specialization, but you don't care about the tier bonuses, you're actually not making any tier sets. So as you can see, I don't have any tier pieces here. I'm just stacking versatility as high as I possibly can, and then I'm grabbing haste wherever I can get that. As I said, I made this yesterday, so I don't have as much haste as I could have. But you know, I've got it in enough places to do all right on FISTWEAVER. You know, up around like 17, 1800, and it's a good time so far. Yeah, so that's the gearing. Don't worry about tier pieces. Throw them away if you have them. Put them in your bag. Use them on Windwalker or when you're actually caster mistweaving. You are stacking versatility as high as you can, and then just dropping haste wherever you can get that. And on top of that, you're putting stamina gems in because you're just trying to live while you're in the fight. So I'm using stamina enchants on my boots. We got the intellect here, waking stats here, speed everywhere else, and stamina in my gem slots. So that's the gearing. Pretty simple. Now, let's jump into the talents. The class tree. I've yet to see a Mistweaver that really deviates from this, although I have seen people use Escape from Reality. You know, and essentially you can mix some points up there. But yeah, this is the main class tree. I run this every game. I never even go into Escape from Reality because I'm a FISTWEAVER and I'm trying to absolutely fist fight the entire time. But you know, you could sacrifice this. It's just, you know, what are you going to give up to get this, right? You could give up maybe part of the Fortifying Brew cooldown if you're playing solo shuffle with the improved Touch of Death, and then take 2 points into Escape from Reality. I could see that, right? This is not really doing anything for you in solo shuffle. Games don't go long enough to get 2 uses out per round. In the improved Touch of Death, although nice, and I have secured quite a few Touch of Death kills in my very short time playing this class. If you really want to Escape from Reality, that's probably the way to do this. Or let's see if you can even do that. Yeah, so you could do it just exactly as I said it. So you could use this as your other class tree. Whoops. But yeah, I pretty much stay on this because, as you can say in my PvP talents, I am not very often playing the port stun. So there are times that I do it. But for the most part, I play this loadout just about every game. Let's go through the tree. You've got your Enveloping Mist down to your Renewing Mist into your Thunder Focus Tea and Essence Font. These are your core abilities, so you have to pick them up. Into Life Cocoon, and then over here, Teachings of the Monastery. Tiger Palm causes your next Blackout Kick to strike an additional time, stacking up to 3. Blackout Kick has a 15% chance to reset the remaining cooldown on Rising Sun Kick. So you can actually use 2 punches, even 3, before a Blackout Kick. But generally, you're not even going to need to do that because these 2 guys are always going to be off cooldown. But sometimes if you know you're about to cleave into Hunter Pets, it might make sense to punch kick. Then we are going to go into Revival or Restoral, depending on the comp. I run Revival and Peaceweaver just about every game, but sometimes I'll swap out of it if I know I'm going to be, you know, a heavy stun target. Just depends on what we're going up against, right? Maybe a Rogue, I would swap out of Revival, go into Restoral, and then take this over to either Dematerialize if I think I'm going to be the kill target, or even Eminence, which this means you can you can port while you're stunned. So you'll be immediately taken out of the game. If they were about to go you, you'll be okay. You'll be behind a pillar wherever you place your port. But the majority of games, I'm playing FISTWEAVER Revival. Another character that I would run Restoral against would be a Devastation Evoker. Whoops. Devastation Evoker would definitely have me running Restoral. And from here, Song of Chi-Ji, although I'm very rarely, so rarely, I didn't even keybind it, but very rarely using this so far on FISTWEAVER. I don't see too many opportunities to use it. At this point, could probably go elsewhere. Healing Elixir, you do use this quite a bit. This is very nice. And it's a nice little oh shit button, right? You can see my little row of oh shit buttons. We get Diffuse Magic from the class tree, Fortifying Brew from the class tree, Dampen Harm, and Healing Elixir. So you've got a row of buttons to get you back into the fight. Then you also have your Revival and your Life Cocoon cooldowns. So you have a ton of cooldowns on Mistweaver. And let's not forget, Invoke Chi-Ji, the Red Crane, where I use this more as a snare break, right? Because Chi-Ji's presence makes you immune to movement impairing effects. So I don't just spastically press this when I go into a fight. When I know I am going to need to get good healing out, I get Chi-Chi out, especially to start avoiding the slows. But you also have Tiger's Lust that you can use when your Chi-Ji, is done. You only get 12 seconds out of this guy. And then Tiger's Lust, it's really just there for the initial snare break because they can slow you right after that. But now let's go down into some FISTWEAVER talents. We're going Rising Sun Kick, Enveloping Mist, apply Renewing Mist for 6 seconds to an ally within 40 yards. So Rising Sun Kick, you're going to get a lot of Renewing Mists out. And then when you get your free Enveloping Mist procs, when you press those, you will also be throwing Renewing Mist on an ally. So very, very good talent there. You definitely want that as a FISTWEAVER. Your Enveloping Mist heal the target for 2% of their maximum health each time they take damage. You should have Enveloping Mist on your allies because you're going to get free procs. So this is a very nice talent. Life Cocoon applies Renewing Mist and Enveloping Mist to the target. And Life Cocoon is also going to be, with these two talents, like a 45-second cooldown, along with the Chrysalis talent. So Burst of Life Cocoon's cooldown is reduced by 20 seconds, but its absorb amount is reduced by 40%. So it's less of an absorb, but the cooldown comes up quicker. That's all you really need in solo shuffle. When Life Cocoon expires, it releases a burst of mist that restores 30k health to 3 nearby allies. So it's a pretty nice little AoE heal you get out of that. Then you're going down into Feline Stomp. And Feline Stomp is huge because along with Ancient Teachings, this is how your Essence Font and your Feline Stomp end up allowing your Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, and Rising Sun Kick to heal injured allies within 30 yards for 150% of the damage done. So you mix Ancient Teachings with your Teachings of the Monastery, you get some big Blackout Kick heals, and your Rising Sun Kick, when it goes off, is an absolute lay on hands. You just hope it hits the right target. So you're really trying to get everybody to about full with your Blackout Kicks, and then lining up Rising Sun Kick for some fat single target healing. Now, this point down here is kind of a flex point. I've seen people go into Tea of Plenty. I don't mind this, but I went into Secret Infusion because I always try to line this up with Rising Sun Kick, which is going to give me more versatility. How do I line it up with Rising Sun Kick? Well, that's simple. I macro Thunder Focus Tea into my Feline Stomp, and my first GCD after a Feline Stomp is generally going to be a big fat Rising Sun Kick. So that's how I make sure that I'm getting 8% extra versatility every time my Feline Stomp goes down. Just I think a smart little interaction there that I think has probably helped me you know, put some games away on Mistweaver and given me some DR that I might not have had. So these are the talents that I use in the majority of my games. You saw what I swapped to, right? Restoral and Eminence, or you could also go Restoral and Dematerialize. I don't think it's ever worth swapping out a Alpha Tiger because attacking new challengers with Tiger Palm fills you with the Spirit of Zuyin, granting you 20% haste for 8 seconds. So you can actually do this on multiple targets and keep your Alpha Tiger buff going. It's also really nice to Alpha Tiger into an Essence font if you need to get Essence font up for your Teachings of the Monastery, because the haste buff just makes your Essence font go off almost instantly. Everybody gets the buff, and you'll be healing all the boys. If you happen to be waiting on a Feline Stomp cooldown, or maybe you put down a bad Feline Stomp and they repositioned really hard on you. You know, there's definitely some negatives that happen when you're fist weaving. But to be honest, if this spec was not here, I would not have even thought about healing this expansion. I was actually about to go back and play Classic WoW era. But this is a lot of fun. I'm going to try to hit 2.4 on it. So these are the main talents, and you saw the gearing. Let's go over really quick and just check out the rotation. Yeah, well, I guess we're already here. We don't need a dragon flying mount. Yeah, I haven't actually taken this guy out of Voldraken, my original monk, and I had not been PvPing on him in a very long time. So we'll just use these guys, pretend it's pets and people, right? I go in, I'm instantly Feline Stomping. Let's say I have to invoke GG. I will. Boom. And then we get our boy out, the RSK. And that's it, man. You're punching, blackout kicking. Sometimes you want punch, punch, kick, line it up for the big RSK. Get your Feline Stomp out, punch, punch, kick. That's a fat blackout kick, big RSK, punch, punch, kick, reset RSK, fat blackout kick, boom, punch, punch, kick, fat RSK. Get our Feline out. I didn't use my last enveloping mist because I was talking over it, but we're punch, punch, kicking into RSK, into Feline resets, punch. Now you can't always punch, punch, kick in a game, but when you can, you know, do it. Punch, punch, big fat blackout kick, kick into your big RSK. Feline Stomp, punch, punch, kick into a fat RSK. I'm surprised we haven't got our developing mist. Punch, kick into the fattest blackout kick. Feline Stomp, our boys back up. We leg sweep, punch, punch, kick. Oh, there's the free enveloping, and we use it on ourselves. So that's pretty much it. It's really a game of positioning, right? So you have a pretty simple rotation here where you're using 1 or 2 Tiger Palms. Well, first, right, you're going to Feline Stomp into an RSK for a fat single target heal, punch, punch, kick for the reset, boom, back into RSK, throw down your Feline, punch, punch, kick, and then back into an RSK, right? So it's all about getting that 8% versatility buff rolling by Feline Stomping with Thunder Focus Tea. And then it's resetting RSK as much as possible. The best way to do that is just simply punch, punch, and then into a blackout kick. You can basically, because of how many times blackout kick will hit multiple targets, like if you can get on a Demo Lock's pets or a Beast Mastery Hunter's pets and they don't take them off of you, you can just heal your team as if you were like PvEing in a Mythic Plus dungeon. So it's a ton of fun, guys. There's a lot of positional nuance with this spec that I won't go over now because it's a beginner's guide. But as I get a little bit better at the spec, I will definitely throw some more gameplay up. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Have a great night. Have a great week. Have a great month. And have a great year. Tomato Saucin', absolutely out. Fistweaver Monk, definitely in. Skip the queue times today. Let's see how fast the queue is. You ready for this, boys? Watch how fast the queue is on a healer. Any moment now. Any moment now. 3, 2, 1. You'll just have to take my word for it, boys. Fistweaver Monk, usually instant queues. Absolutely in. Enjoy, guys. Take it easy. Tomato sauce and out. Thank you. Have a great night.